Let's solve this GCSE vector question. In this question, we are told that ABCD is a quadrilateral and EFGH are midpoints of AB, BC, CD, and DA. And we are asked to prove using vectors that EFGH is a parallelogram. Before I even start solving this question, I need to remember what I know about parallelograms. And the key feature of parallelograms is that the opposite sides are equal in length. Then I'm going to draw the parallelogram by drawing lines to join EH, HG, GF and FE together. Because the opposite sides are equal in length, the question points us to find the sides and prove that they're equal using vectors. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to label the sides of the shape with the information that the question told us. And because we're told that the letters are midpoints of the sides, I can fill out the rest of the shape. Now that I'm solving the question, I'm going to find the side EH first. Because it's a vector question, I always recommend writing the routes out that you're going to take, because sometimes it might not be as simple and obvious as you think. So for example, to get from E to H, I can't go directly as I don't know what that is. That's what we're trying to find out. So I'm going to go from E to A and A to H. As A to E is B, and I'm going from E to A, I'm going to have to go the opposite way. So it's going to have to be minus B, because remember, vectors have direction and magnitude. And to go from A to H is going to be A, as that's the direction it's in. Next side of the parallelogram I'm going to find is HG. And to go from HG, I chose to go from H to D and D to G. Next, I'm going to find the side F to G. So to go from F to G, I'm going to go F to C to G. But we have a problem. We don't know what F to C is, and the question didn't give us the information for it. So this is when you think, okay, I don't have this information, but what can I use to find this? To go from F to C, you have to do F to B to A to D, and D to C. Really long, and we also don't have F to B. So a different way that you can go about finding it is find B to C and do half of B to C, because we were told that F is a midpoint of BC. Find BC, the only way that we can do this is go B to A to D, and D to C. B to A is going to be minus 2B, A to D is going to be 2A, and D to C is going to be 2C. Now that we know B to C, we know that F to C is going to be half of B to C. Now what I'm going to do is simply write down what F to C is when finding what F to G is. And we know that CG is going to be minus C. Tidying it up, we get that FG is minus B plus A. Now our final step is to find E to F, and E to F is going to be EB plus BF. And we know that BF is going to be the same as FC. So that means that EF is going to be B minus B plus A plus C, which tidies up to be A plus C. Now from this, we can see that the opposite sides are equal. And we have to write this down as our last line in the question to make sure we get full marks. So the way that I wrote this is I said as E to H equals FG and HG equals EF, EFGH is a parallelogram. This question is worth 4 marks, and it was one of the last questions in the paper. Now you know how to get 4 out of 4.